One question that I get asked frequently from my clients is, why is routine important in anxiety management? Why do we really need to have routines? Many people, and many of you who have a morning routine, afternoon routine, or weekend routine, or weekday routine, know what I'm talking about, that when you practice routine, it brings a certain structure to the day. But many of you who are going through different kinds, levels of anxiety or depression, whether it's mild or moderate or intense, may be struggling to maintain a routine or to keep up a consistent routine. Now, this is very normal, but this is not very helpful. Now, why are routines really needed? To understand why routines are really needed, let's examine what happens when there is no routine in the day. Again, so many of us might find it really difficult to have any kind of routine at all. There might be no routine that we are following, and every day is completely different. Or there might be some of us who have a routine, but it's a poor routine. We are not able to be consistent with it. And then we have maybe followed the routine for 2 or 3 days. Sometimes we are not able to follow after that for a week or two, and then again go back to the same routine. So we are kind of jumping and swinging like a pendulum. So what happens when there is no routine? When there is no routine, the brain does not know what to expect. When there is no routine, there is no clear structure to the day. And when there is no clear structure to the day, there is no clear structure to the mind. And can you imagine what that can do with a person who's going through anxiety? There is no clear structure to the mind, so the anxious thoughts can really get going and take over the mind. And that can really lead to severe anxiety or severe depression. Whereas if you bring in a routine at that point of time, say you're going through a little anxiety and you bring in a routine and say, even though I don't feel like it, let me do my exercise. That exercise kind of changes your mood and gets you out of the anxiety and back to where you need to be. Or you might have a routine saying that, at this is the time when I'm doing my cooking, or I'm doing my dishwashing, or I'm talking to my family. And when you go ahead and do that, you are distracting your mind. And by distracting your mind, you're able to bring your mind back on track from an anxious mode of thinking to a little bit more normal way of thinking. And that is what routine can do. So even though if routine might feel uncomfortable, or you might feel uneasy about going into the routine because of anxiety or because you don't feel like it, it still is extremely helpful to have a reasonable, consistent routine. Now, the other thing that routine does, it brings expectation. So in addition to a structure, it brings expectation. So exactly the mind knows what to expect. The mind knows, say you have a routine of a morning walk. The mind knows at this particular time, I go for a walk and this is what I expect. Maybe my legs are aching. Maybe I feel a little bit more colder. Maybe I'm not able to do other tasks, but I know exactly what to expect. And expectation and certainty always reduces anxiety. I want to repeat that again. Expectation and certainty always reduces anxiety. The other thing that routine does is it's because of the structure, because of organizing your day much better, it reduces overwhelm. It reduces overwhelm because you know exactly what to do. You probably might end up being more productive. And when you are more productive, you are able to reduce your overwhelm. You're able to reduce your burnout. Your day is not as chaotic. Whereas when you don't have a routine, you might have set aside, okay, I'm going to do this task somewhere in the evening, but then evening comes and something else takes over, and then suddenly you find it's nighttime and you have not completed the task that you have wanted to do, and that will increase your anxiety all the more when you're trying to sleep. So when you have a routine that ensures that you have structure, that you have certainty, that there is expectation, and that helps in reducing overwhelm. And the last thing I want to say about routine is it helps in creating healthy habits. So if you're struggling to have healthy habits, routine is a great way to start, because when you start with creating some small habits, and then you slowly can add on one by one more and more better habits. And you can watch my video on micro change, which was helpful to understand how you can take small incremental steps to bring about a bigger change. But routine is a great tool, again, to bring about changes in life, to bring about new healthy habits. And having something in the routine means that there is a greater chance, a greater probability of you doing it. But if you don't have something in the routine, there's probably almost a negligible chance of you doing it. So routine is a great, great tool, and is really very, very important for all of us. And especially if we are going through any levels of anxiety or depression or overthinking, having routine in the day goes a long way in ensuring that your day is a happy day. This is all for today. Bye. Have a good day.